So to set the board in the jig, to use the router to face it off, first thing I do is I just eye off the board. I try and find which is the flattest surface, and then next thing I do is find the flattest surface I have in my shop, which is my table saw, and I use a couple of packers. Now that's 3mm MDF. Obviously, because the router runs along the top surface of the jig, the board has to sit slightly lower than that. So what I do is I just use two pieces of 3mm MDF. Sit the board on there. Just check to see how much of a warp I have in that. So there's a little bit there. And what I try and do is I try and pack it out a little bit, because I want the high side not to be all in one corner, because if I shave all that off, and then I've got a small dimension just on one end of the board and it's thicker at the other, which I don't really want. I want to try and get it as uniform as I can across the board. So what I do is I just pack it out with some tiny little packers. Now, just wanted to tell you, this is a great idea. These are just those nylon or plastic packing straps that they wrap big boxes and things up with. It's fantastic stuff. I just, whenever I have some, I keep a strip of it, cut it in little pieces, and they're great little packers for when you've got to do micro adjustments. So I just, it's rocking that way and that way, so I'll just, I'm going to put one under this side here. I'll put one under this side here. You see, I've taken that out. So the next thing to do is just to grab the jig and turn it upside down. And then just line it up over the board. Pretty easy to do. Drop that down there like that. I'm just checking that it's fairly well centered. And then I just pull it up with the battery drill. And when I turn it over, I have a board. I have a board that's sitting in the jig just below the surface, ready to be routed off. Okay, next thing to do is just set the depth of the router. So what I do is I basically know roughly where my low points are. That's a low point there, and that's a low point over there. So what I do is I'll set the router to the depth of where I know the lowest point is, lock it in place.